Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Nicole with Fields of Grace, and today I am going to walk you through how I set up to do a yard sale. I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks to help your yard sale stand out, catch people's eye that they're passing by, and share some ways for you to hopefully get rid of some of the stuff you've got in your house and also make some money along the way. Let's check everything out. All right, you guys. So key number one is to have levels of things that you have available for sale in your yard sale. So I have many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folding tables. Some are ours, some are borrowed. And then also you want to have organizational bins and things on the ground where you can put some stuff in to make it easier for people to see and to shuffle through. So how I like to do things, and I grew up with a mom who loved yard sales, and I have a stepmom who loves to go yard sailing. So got lots of experience with this. We do a yard sale maybe once every 3 to 5 years. Normally I donate our stuff to our local church clothes attic and to Goodwill. But we had so much stuff accumulated, you guys. I was running out of closet space. It was piling up in our basement, and so in large totes and stuff. So I was like, we are jumping in on our community yard sales. So we're all set up. One of the keys that I focus on is to make big, fun stuff, especially for kids, stand out. So we kind of have a sloped driveway. It's kind of really cold and windy out, so I only have my garage door partially opened. And so again, the layout of your driveway makes a little bit of a difference if you put stuff out front or if you keep it all in your garage. I'm going to keep it all in the garage this time. In yard sales in the past, we've had like large dog kennels and a lot more bikes and bigger furniture pieces that we would set out a little bit into the driveway. However, I do have like an appointment to go to, run to quick and such, so I need to be able to close my garage door quickly. So everything for us this time is inside the garage. But again, so we have like a kid's piano here. We have one of our son's older bikes. He's too big for it now. We've got like a little scooter. I'm still kind of setting up here, so I'll go through that as I walk through. But some of the bigger things, this bike here, I'm probably going to wheel out a little bit in front of our furniture to catch people's eye. I also like to section off the tables kind of by category. So I have one kids table here. We got different size stuffed animals organized out, different price points. Makes it easy, fun for the kids to see and dig through. And then the nicer kids things I keep up on tables, guys. The stuff that's priced higher, put towards the back of the table. It keeps the little kids and little hands from just grabbing and possibly wrecking anything that they could reach. So I have a lot of little cheap stuff in the front. And then you kind of lay out and organize, keep your more expensive stuff in the back. And then, so I kind of have it organized by like stuffed animals. We have like a marble sets and science-y sets, and then a whole bunch of puzzles. And then I usually have a bucket or a bin for books, kids' books. They can shuffle through. It's down on their level, easy for them to dig through. And then I move over to like this time is like a household items. It's kind of random. This table has less stuff on it than our other tables. I'm going to put, we have like a cooler and bags. I'm going to have like more random bigger items underneath the table. We got an area for purses and bags and wallets. We got a small section for pet supplies. I got a small section for like household items. I have more to put out. Again, I'm still just setting up. And then I have all of like our movies and videos that we no longer watch and are selling. And again, I have the more expensive one in the back. The cheaper little things, doesn't matter if the kids touch, is kind of towards the front to catch their eye. I might rearrange this a little bit again because I have some adult ones and I really need to move those towards the back so they're not grabbable by the kids. And then one of the other things that I do, trying to zoom out here, this is what I call your selling table. This is where you'll have your chair behind and your money behind and any other information you would have or things that you would need, like a marker and extra stickers that would come off and such. And on the seller's table is where I put some of our most expensive items. So this time I'm selling a KitchenAid mixer and one of our son's gaming systems that he no longer uses because he has a newer one, along with the video games. So this is where I'm going to be able to keep an eye on it all the time. Luckily, we live in a really good, decent, quiet, safe neighborhood, but in years past, we always haven't. And so it's important to keep the more expensive items where you can see them often. And then I am going to have over here, I have to redo this because I started this. You can get really creative, you guys, with your clothes hanging system. We are actually going to take this down. This isn't sturdy enough for me, and so I'm going to have my husband redo this. We're actually going to take down our ladder and string between the two sturdy, strong hooks that have that are holding our ladder, and so all my hanging clothes will be there. And I'm going to move my super oversized object that needs to lean against the wall back over this way. But big objects, you guys, if they need to lean against something, make sure they're easily visible and reachable by your customers, and that the signs are big and explain what all comes with it. So, for example, this is a huge two-sided flippable dry erase whiteboard, and it comes with a tray, and its stand has wheels on it. So I made sure to add that to the sign. Y'all, you don't need to get fancy with your signs. This is a yard sale, garage sale. People don't care. They're going to come in, they're going to get out, they're looking for what they want, anything that catches their eye. It doesn't matter how fancy your signs are, okay? And then I have an area for the rest of the clothes. Folded clothes, shoes, any of that kind of stuff. If you have things that are going to go together, like for example, I have a ton of kids hangers, y'all. I couldn't get rid of them. Nobody wanted them. I couldn't give them to our church clothes attic. So I'm saying 3 bags for $1. So they're all right behind each other. They're tied up. It's really obvious that that's all together. Super easy. Hopefully someone has little toddlers and needs little kids hangers. They'll be like, oh, sweet. What a deal. As far as like shoes goes, so we have a ton of like cleats, football and soccer cleats. We also have like shin guards, and we have littler softball, baseball gloves and stuff. Keep all of your kids' sporting stuff together because that makes it a lot easier for parents to dig through and find what they're looking for. I have them also on the ground because, again, this is eye level for children. They're not looking up, they're looking down. And then some people like to get fancy and they'll sort things by size, but honestly, it takes 2 seconds to pick up a shoe, flip it around, and look inside for the size. So I don't waste time dealing with sizing stickers. So that's a really good, easy way to make shoes visible to people, especially if they're kids' shoes. I happen to have enough clothes this time to do 2 tables. Again, I'm still setting up. As you can see, I'm still putting stuff from my storage tubs onto hangers, and then we'll be hanging them up. And I'm going to shift this table down so that people can get back to the clothes. But there are many ways you can do your clothes. If you have nicer things, like I have a couple of dresses, hang those up. Makes it look a lot better. I have like swimsuits, you guys. If you still have some of the bags, I had ordered some swimsuits online. I kept the bags because they didn't fit and I couldn't return them. So I'm going to sell them at the yard sale. They're brand new, never worn. You can do a lot of folding with your clothes depending on what you got. I am going to, so talking about sizing. So if you have a lot of stuff that is generally the same size, like most of my stuff is size medium to large. I don't have a wide variety of sizes. So I'm going to just put it all out. And when I make my sign, I'm just going to say women's pants and shorts, sizes 7, 8, 10, 12. That gives them an idea of what's on the table. And I don't need to go through and mark every single item. And you don't have to be super fancy with your folding either. I've worked in clothing retail stores before. I know how to do all the fancy folding. You guys, it's a yard sale. Don't get too critical on how things look. As long as it's easy for people to shuffle through, you're fine. You're good to go. Save yourself some stress. And so what I am going to do is makes it a lot easier if you have one table for women's clothing, or like if you have a bunch of girls in your family, you'll have all your ladies and girls stuff on one table, and then you would have your men's and boys on another. I actually don't have too much of my husband's clothes to put out, and so I'm going to do one table for mine because I really cleaned out my closet. And then I'm going to do one table that will have both my son and daughter's clothes on it. I'll do half and half. And again, then I will put a big sign that says what the general size is of those clothes. So y'all, and then again, speaking of furniture and big things, so put them in the middle, put them where it's easy for people to walk around. You want to leave enough space for people to be able to get in and out around easily enough. Especially if you know there's going to be little kids standing there digging through some stuff. Put your furniture out in the middle. Make sure that it's easy and accessible. Let's see here. Let's take another look. Okay, let's talk signage and stickers and that kind of stuff. So I'm actually going to go very simple. We're having community yard sales, and we actually have a community map where everyone who's having the yard sales is on the map. And there's going to be lots of signs up. And so I happen to know there's quite a few people in my area, in my neighborhood, who are having signs. So there's going to be people just wandering and walking and driving through anyways. So I'm going with smaller, simpler signs. You guys, I already had these on hand for kids' school projects. And so this is a great way to use them up. You can also use like the really big poster construction board if you really are going to catch some people's eyes. But I happen to know that people are going to be coming through anyways, so we're good there. I like to use these little stickers, pre-priced. Makes things so easy, you guys. I don't want to sit there and waste time writing down every single item with a marker. I like to just use these pre-done garage sale tables. You can find these at your dollar store, Walmart, office supply stores. I got these off of Amazon to save me time. I got both these packs for less than $10 total. So I just use to have twine and string on hand, useful for needing to hang anything up or tie anything down. If you are like me, I live on the edge of town. It's super windy. Things like to blow around. So I use twine and string to help hold anything blowable down. Other things to have on hand, a pair of scissors, permanent marker, some scotch tape to reattach any signs or anything that you would need to that might come off due to little kids or just being blown off, whatever. I also have a small notebook or pad of paper and a pen to write down anything that I might need to. Like I have notes because our gaming system comes with multiple controllers, multiple games. We're selling it as a bundle. It's got cords. They're back there behind the table in a box. So I actually, on my little list, I have information. So if anybody asks, I can tell them about it, even though I know nothing about the system itself. So I have my notes ready. I also like to have, I have a little pouch, a zipper pouch that comes from my little A5 planner binder that I will be putting and keeping my cash in. Super easy. Always have a roll of quarters, guys, possibly two. I personally got out $60 and change. I think it was, no, 80. I have $20 in ones. I have $20 in fives. I have, I think, 2 10s and a roll of quarters. Is that 60 bucks or is that 80? Ha! It's been a crazy week. Okay, anyhow, so you really don't need to get a whole lot out for cash and change for your yard sale. Again, a roll of quarters is key, and having at least $20 to $30 in ones and $20 to $30 in fives, because people will come up with their 10s and their 20s, and you want to make sure you'll be able to give them their change. Other things that I like to have on hand for my yard sale. I have an extra storage tote, and I usually will put in here my trash bag because there might come up with some trash along the way. And then I will also stuff a whole bunch of plastic grocery sacks in here, like Walmart or grocery store bags, to use to give to people to put their stuff in. And so that's helpful and handy. So this is a quick layout, you guys, from the back side. And you can see we have clothing on one side, furniture and big kids things in the middle, toys on one table, household items on the other, big expensive items right here where I'm going to be sitting and standing so I can keep my eye on them. And then, yeah, that's really all there is to it, you guys, to having and setting up for a good, successful yard sale. And I hope you enjoyed this, y'all. I hope it helps you out to keeping things organized.